Welcome in, YouTube. It's an exciting day. We are getting back to Final Fantasy. It has been a long time, unless of course you are actually just watching these in the YouTube, then you've just clicked the next video and it's been no time at all. But for us here, it has been a long time. You actually might notice that the bar there has different words, and it used to say followers and now it says it's a whole thing. It was exciting. There was a game about shooting in the dark. We don't need to go into it. You are here for Final Fantasy. So am I. We started Final Fantasy 2. We are gonna play them all. We did one, it's on the YouTube. We're doing 2. This is part 2 of episode 2. And of course, as always, we'll do a quick lore recap. But the way we do that is through our items in our inventory. We go key items. This is always a good thing to do if you're ever coming back to Final Fantasy. Check your key items. So it just gives you a rough idea of where you are. Now, God, it's been a while. It's been a while. I'm excited. Right. Let's recap. Let me get my volume right here. So, at the start of this game, we were just 4 lowly kids from a little village. Very different from Final Fantasy 1, where you were like the 4 chosen ones with the magic crystals, that you come from the heavens to save the world, you know. In this, you're just 4 kids. And the Empire are coming and attacking all the little villages and taking over bit by bit, and your village is next, and the 4 of you run for your lives. And it is understood that all your parents die, because the game refers to you as orphans. And that's pretty much exactly where the game picks up. You wake up as the main character, Firion, our hero right here. You meet the other 2. You meet Maria. You meet Guy. Guy seems a little slow, honestly. He talks like you'd imagine a caveman talking. He might be a little simple, he might just matter, who knows, right? We dare not judge, right? We don't know a lot yet. Maria's pretty savvy, though. And then there was a 4th. The 4 of us. And unfortunately, one of us never made it here. We got saved and brought here through the chaos to one of the towns that hasn't been destroyed by the Empire. But he wasn't, so we are on the hunt for him. That is like our main personal goal as the 3, is to look for our 4th. But in the meantime, we spoke to the Queen of the Resistance and we were like, you know, the Empire took out our whole world. We want to join. She was like, I don't think so, you are 4 kids, be gone, be gone. And we were like, no, we'll give us a job, any job. She gave us a job, we went and did it, we came back. She was like, shit, okay, you guys are pretty legit, okay. You're in. Fine, you're in. And she sent us on our way, and we just went about on our way doing things until we got, nope, hang on, until we got this ring. A memento from Scott. Apparently someone in Gatria knows how to use it. This was a ring from a prince who had died. But we took it and gave it to his brother in one of the other villages, and he was like, oh my god, this is huge, this changes everything. We went and took it to the Queen, and did it turn out that Scott, who died and gave us the ring, had a little thing with the Queen? Yes, it did. It's Uncanny Alchemist! You've come in right during the lore dump here, bear with me. Turns out Scott, who gave us the ring, had a thing for the Queen. And right before he died, he said to us, tell her that No, I can't. And it was like, oh, come on, Scott. Come on, you're a hero. And so we went back and we told the Queen, and she had sadness on her little pixelated face, and she was like, this can't happen. We can't be doing this. And so she said, take my man, Menway, one of my personal favourite characters, Menwu. Take him with you. Go look for your brother. Take this canoe and use it to get over little bits of water. So we did, and with Minwu, we got some Mithril from a mine. And that, my friends, is where we are right now. We are 3 kids on the hunt for a 4th. We're working for the Resistance, the evil Empire is kicking ass, and we've got Minwu with us, who is like a grown-up. He is our babysitter, like, let it be clear. These are 4 children. 3 children and like a grown-up who works directly with the Queen. These aren't 4 equals. This is like an important adult man and 3 orphans. That's where we're at the moment, right? One of them who might have brain damage, just to be clear. Now, it is actually never mentioned that their parents die, but they are referred to as orphans, so like, yeah. But that's where we are. I thought Firium was a young adult. Yeah, he might be. I think they're all like, you know, teenagers or, you know, there and thereabout. I think they're maybe like 14 or 15 or 16 or something. But they're here and they're in the fight. So that's where we are. We're out looking. We've got Minwoo. If you remember, we have been told that, this is an important part, we have been told that a man named Sid, who flies airships and knows loads about airships, has like taken no side. He's like, I'm not helping the Resistance, I'm not helping the Empire, I'm out. I work for myself. And so we now have the ability to go talk to Sid, and he can fly you to anywhere in the world. But he's like out of the battle. And we even spoke to him once about the battle, and he was like, oh, I don't want to talk about it. Don't do this to me. And we were like, that's fine, Sid, don't worry. And he's like, I'm out of the battle, I don't want to do this. I'm not saying one day maybe we're going to talk Sid into the battle, but for now, Sid has had enough. And that, my friends, is where we are. Have I not played this in a very long time? Yes. Am I going to be lost here? Yes, but we're going to figure this out together. Now, one thing to remember in this game is that it levels up very uniquely. Oh, I remember where we are. We need to go take the Mithril to the dwarfs. How do we get the map open? We got Uncanny and Xena in the chat. You absolutely love to see it. Both of whom now have been you've been badged. They've been badged, y'all. They got badged. Uncanny got badged when he wasn't even here. People were just getting badged left, right, and center last night. I've unlocked VIP badges. I have no idea what it means. I'm giving them out. How do I get to the map again? No, that's there we go. Here we are. Right, we want to go to Summit Falls, I believe, because that's where the dwarfs were, and that's who we need to take the Mithril to. I think. Let's just go for a wander, because the worst thing that can happen is we level up, right? Now, if you recall, there is a button that speeds up battle. You know, I'm not a huge fan of myself using any of the, like, boost your XP or boost your time. You know, I'm a like a diehard sicko purist when it comes to that stuff. Not for, I never push my shit on other people. But for me, I'm like, I don't want to use it. However, this one that speeds up the battle is actually pretty cool, because it doesn't just, I am 100% using them. No, please, that is it. That they're there for people who want to use them. Absolutely. That is totally fair. And in fact, if you are watching this and you're thinking about playing these, you probably should just turn them on, right? I don't think I'd love these anywhere near as much as I do if I played them right now. I'd be like, these feel old and crap. But nostalgia's a hell of a drug, and I love these games so much. But yeah, if you're out there and you've never yet, Uncanny Malchus has just said here, games are meant to be played however the player chooses. That is 100% the case. If you want to play this with all of that stuff turned on, invincibility turned on, these games actually allow you to do that. It's pretty cool. Now, what the auto battle does is it just repeats whatever your last ability was. So for example here, if I set all three of them to attack, right, and I set Minwoo here to do his smallest cure on everyone, right? Now it's a pretty big cure because he's like way higher level than everyone, he's like a proper grown-up. But now if we put on the auto battler, it'll just repeat those 4 commands. So it is something to like watch out for. I've definitely had a turn where someone uses a heal and then someone uses a Phoenix down, and then I've just instantly hit the auto battler, and suddenly in the next round they're using items again and wasting them, and it's a panic. This is the unique thing here about Final Fantasy II, is the most modern, oh, there we go, Uncanny Alchemist, I'll never use the auto battler. See, this is the beauty of it. The auto battler is the only one I'll allow, because it's just going to do what I was going to do faster. Whereas Uncanny Alchemist is using the XP one, but not the auto battler, and it's like, no option is wrong, you know? This is the beauty of modern games have a lot of accessibility options, and that's really cool that you just get those options. For basically forever in games, there were no, if you went into the options, you got brightness. If you were lucky, you got brightness. Nowadays, it's like, there's so many options, it's great. We're just enjoying the story, really. Yeah, the story, I love the story in these games. The story in 1 is amazing because it's so, oh, there's Sid! That was Sid. You see that little airship that's flying around? The first time I ever played this game and I saw airships flying around, I was like, whoa. I never beat 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, so I'm hyped. Yeah, I'm very excited for you. Holy crap. Right, let's go for a wander. Let's level up. Let's explore. We're in no rush. We're just gonna go look around. Now, yes, the most modern example I can give you for how this game works is Skyrim. That's the one everyone knows. In Skyrim, you use an ability, it levels up. You sneak around, you level up your sneak. You use your bow and arrow, it levels up your bow and arrow. This game did that a bajillion years ago. And it's in such a way that it's one of the reasons people don't like this game is if you know how, you can really take advantage of that and break it. So you'll often hear people say about 2 that you have to just stand in the battle and get hit. You just stand and defend and get hit. And yes, that will level up your health. That will level up your defense and your health. There is absolutely an argument to just getting into a fight and standing there for hours getting hit. But you never like need to do that. Ever, ever. So don't ever be dissuaded by the people that'll tell you that like Final Fantasy 2 is like broken. It's weird, and they never ever went back to a system like this again. But if you just play this like you'd play any other game, you really won't notice. You will still level up your things, you know? Right. The really bad versions of Final Fantasy games, the old Final Fantasy games, the mobile versions that came out on iPhone, you like can't get them anymore. I've got a couple of them on my phone, but like they don't exist on iPhone anymore. I'm not gonna assume you can get them on Steam or whatever, but there's like really bad versions of these that some people say the art is so ugly. I don't really mind the art, but like the actual game is not good. It's like the worst versions. But they have these like unique, weird little cutscenes when you come in and out of towns that are just like bizarre. And like the team that were porting them added them themselves, and it was like the only thing they added. It was so bizarre. But in those crappy mobile versions, the auto battler you could put up to like ×2, ×8, ×35, and so you can just have it like you just hit the auto battler and it goes and it just ends instantly. And there's something about that I quite like. Did they add the extra dungeons in the collection? No, I never do those extra dungeons, the ones that like they sort of added over time. And then in these pixel remasters, there's none of that stuff that got added over time. It's all like the original like stuff. But yeah, Uncanny Alchemist here, if he's referring to the same thing, I think he is. Yes, over time, the versions of Final Fantasy that came out, the remasters of 1 through 5, I don't think they touched 6, had different dungeons added. 1 had the Gilgamesh dungeon, 2 had loads of dungeons that like you could get into early and they would kill you, and it was really like, I don't know, it was like extra content that got added later that was not, I know I'm gonna sound like such a snob, but like it was not content added by the people who made these games. So it never like counted to me. But I'm the kind of person who never plays DLCs because I'm like, no, I've finished with that game. I don't want your extra bits. So like I'm not like the best person to ask for this, but yeah, those dungeons were never my thing. I feel like I could almost tell that they weren't made by the people who made the rest of the game. You could almost sense it. Because it was always the port teams adding more content. I don't know. Not for me. But it is just more content in the games that you love, and I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, right? So here's the thing we can discuss here, right? You'll notice that everyone has green arrows when we highlight the bronze shield, because everyone can equip everything. That is what this game is about. It's not going to be like 1 3, 4, 5, 6, where you come into the shop and it's just not even going to show, you know, it'll be red or it'll be greyed out if the person can't equip it. Everyone can equip everything, so you can't just trust these arrows in 2. Unfortunately, we do actually have to like read the text and figure out what is better, because in most of them you can just blindly follow the green and red arrows. One thing you can do that people don't normally do, I learned this from Dark Souls and then went back and applied it to Final Fantasy, but see if you hit X on these, you'll get like a different description sometimes. So it's like, you see the stats down the bottom, there is a description, a helm made of bronze, right? That's fine. But see items you find out in the wild, that description will sometimes say, makes you partially invisible, gives you extra, you know, defense or whatever. And the only place you actually see that represented is in that text. It won't appear in your stats. It's just in that text. So it's always worth, if you get, like, obviously these things are just called copper cuirass, bronze gloves, bleep bloop, normal armor words. But when you're out there and you get like the goblin skull helmet, it might be worth checking if the goblin skull gives you 5 health every turn, and the only place you'll know that is the description. It kind of blew my mind when I learned the tick of reading that from playing the Dark Souls games, and then came back to the series I love, Final Fantasy, and realised that they had already been doing this for quite a long time. It was like, it really gave me a lot of joy. Anyway, you're not here to hear me ramble while I sit on the shop menu. So let's get out of here. I just love this series so much. I could talk at you about it for days, and I'm gonna. Right, so there's Bafsk. The city to our east is under the control of the Empire. They're building something terrible there. If you recall from the first episode, Bafsk is where they are building... Bafsk is where they are building the Dreadnought. If you recall, an important thing about Final Fantasy II... Let's stop there, because Uncanny Alchemist has just said, I love seeing people excited about what they love. So do I. It's the best. It is the best. FF2 is such an odd but fun game. Yeah, it is really... I think that if you can get past the, like, FF2 is the black sheep of the family, there is, like, a magic there to it. It is absolutely the one I've played the least, for sure. But, well, that's not actually true. But 2 is strange. Wait till the Suikoden collection drops. Yeah, I'm excited to play them. I've played 1 and 2, but when I was older, so I don't have that, like, young nostalgia for them like I do with Final Fantasy. Here's something we've not talked about yet. Okay, the key terms. We talked about this last time. This is something that they only ever did in Final Fantasy II, and it never came up again. There's sort of a version of this in 13 Part 2, but it's not really the same, and we'll get to 13 Part 2 in like 10 years. So don't worry about that, we'll get there. But this is the terms that you learn. These are terms that you can say to NPCs and get certain reactions back. And we have learned 4 so far. There is Wild Rose, which is the secret terminology of the Resistance. We have used that in loads of places to just be like, Wild Rose, and they've been like, oh, you guys, come on in, there's a secret door in the back. Mithril we learned about is the magical metal. We know that Joseph of Salamand has been searching for its source. We do know that. That's where we first loaded into the game. That's where the last video ended. Now, airship is Sid's airship, we know, and the Dreadnought is what we are out doing. That's what the Queen wants us doing while we are out looking for our brother. The Queen wants us and Minwu to be going researching the Dreadnought. It is essentially, if they build this big scary airship, we are all dead. That's where we're at, okay? So Bafsk is off to the east. Here's the one thing that is good about the system here, is something really useful like cure, like to be able to heal, you can just give that to everybody. That doesn't mean you're going to be leveling up white magic for everybody, but it does mean that as you go and you need to give it a cure, they will slowly level up their magic and their ether. Like, it does work like that. So there is a magic to 2's system. Like, it could be argued that 2's system is like better than the rigid normal XP system, but I'm not here for that. Uncanny Alchemist said, 3 is the one that I have played the least. Yeah, I think 3 and 4... No, it must be 3, yeah, because when I first really fell in love with these with the PS1, and I remember getting a collection that was 1 and 2 in the same box, and then there was another one called, like, the Anthology that was 4 and 5 in the same box. So yeah, I never got 3. I missed 3 until I was like a lot older, and I played it on the Nintendo DS or something like that. So I'm not actually sure I've ever played like the old pixelated, like the original 3. I think I've only played like the 3D DS one. You've got those games. Yeah, I think I've still got them somewhere, maybe. I probably sold them years ago, but yeah, I wish I still had them. I really do. So, Protect and Shell are basically your 2 major defense spells right throughout the whole series. It changes here and there, but these are your 2. One protects you against physical damage, one protects you against magic damage. You'll eventually get one that protects you against everything and nullifies these 2, but I do recommend in this one getting a few of these so that if you're fighting a scary boss, you can just round 1, everybody casts the anti-magic shield, or everyone casts the anti. So on round 1, it's like, right, we are safe. So I do recommend picking these up. It doesn't hurt. You might never use them, but you might use them a lot. Oh, I am so excited to play the rest of this series on stream. Final Fantasy is bloody magical. Uncanny Alchemist says that Suikoden is his favourite JRPG series. Yeah, when I played them as an adult, it was with a mate who had basically been telling me for years that they were his favourite series, and I had to play them, and it was mad that I hadn't played them, and so I sat with him and played 1 and 2, and it was an amazing experience. Like, 2 is emotional. Like, 2's magical. 1 was really good too. I really loved 1, but 2 was special. Like, 2 was so cool. Right. There comes a point in every Final Fantasy, right, where we talked about this when we were playing FF1, but in every Final Fantasy it comes a point where you can go, oh shit, I can just buy 99 potions. And are we there yet is the question. Yeah, we're there for sure. So we're just gonna do this. Once you can get your 99 potions, you've just got like a healthy back stock of healing. It never costs, like, you will just get to a point in the game where that costs you nothing. But before then, that would bankrupt you. But after a certain point, you can just buy potions all day. Towards the end of the game, you can usually just start getting 99 high potions, and that's when you know you're in the end game, when you've got enough money to be buying them. Like we talked about before, these early Final Fantasies, getting money is so desperate, it's so hard to come across the currency. And then, as soon as you hit a certain point in the game, it's like you are rich beyond words. You can buy anything. Money does not matter anymore. That is one thing that's sort of wrong with these games, I guess, is the currency system. Which is obviously amazing in 12. God, just you wait till I start ranting about Final Fantasy 12. Oh my god. But we're a long, long way from 12. We're only on 2 right now. And I can't get out of the shop. I can't get out of the shops. Right, now here's our problem. We do actually need quite a few Phoenix Downs, and we've got no money. I'm gonna slow my roll on the purchasing here. I maybe got a bit purchase happy there. Okay. Now, this is where Sid is. There he is right there. Let's have a chat with him. You're here to ride the airship. If you've got the cash, there's no place I can't take you. So, Sid here, if we ask, oh, maybe we could ask him about the Dreadnought. Actually, I'm not sure I came to him about the Dreadnought. That oversized garbage scow. Yeah, Sid's still got his heart, like, he hates this place. Airships aren't about how big you build them. Airships are all about what they can do. Yeah, Sid doesn't like this big. He's a classy man. There's no words to learn. Right, Sid, what do you know about Mithril? Nothing. What do you know about Wild Rose? Nothing. Okay. Now, you talk to his little mate here, and he's the one that offers you where to go. And this is like, oh look, bug. We pointed this out first time, but we would bug this. It's not major. I imagine some dev would tell us to ignore it, but the words are cut off there, down in the bottom corner. But that's only when you change the text to that text. If you keep the one that's on in there, you know. But the one you start with, people complained about because it is kind of ugly. You should change the text to this text. But there are a bunch of places here we've never even been. It's not like a lot of games like this and a lot of future Final Fantasies, these like lists will update as you go to new places. But in this game, you can only get to some of these places at first by flying there. I actually can't remember which one we have and haven't been to. if I'm being real. Now, I think what we're going to do is go back to... the map. That's how you win. I have 99 of everything except cottages and remedies, yeah. There is like a really satisfying point when you buy loads of like all the like weird herbs, the echo herbs and the like the poison one and all that, and you're like, right, I'm so safe now. Right, so we want to go to... I think Salamand... No, Semet Falls is where the... Bear with me, it has been a long time since we played the first episode. As we talked about in the stream at the beginning, the first episode was back in the before times, when nobody was here. I streamed episode 1 of this to, like, nobody. It's so interesting. It's mad. Times are mad. Okay, so, I think we're going back to Salamand to speak to the guy about the Mithril. But I think he's going to tell us to go back to the Queen. I know it's a long round trip, but let's do it. I want to go speak to the people of Salamand, in this game especially. In all these old Final Fantasies, see if you get stuck. Do a little loop of the villages. Talk to people. I'm getting closer to the goal. Okay, that's the boat. Xena Rengard in the chat there is discussing that on Twitch, I've realised that there's little goals you can put. And so one of them is to present my horrible pets to the camera. And Xena has been building up those points. Slowly but surely. Seriously, the airship's here because we paid for a lift. You don't get to fly it about, unfortunately. You also don't get the airship music because you're just getting a lift and then Sid buggers off. So let's go talk to the man, the Mithril man. He lives in here. I love Joseph, but I know that if I'm around, I would just get in his way. Oh, don't be so down on yourself. What a shame. Right, here he is. Here's the big man. You'd better get that Mithril back to Altair. Princess Hilda is waiting for you. Yeah, okay, we're going back to Princess Hilda. One thing we do want to point out, right? This is interesting. Where's the guy that says it? We've already spoken to all these people, so I won't reread them out to you, but... Oh, we've got a hydrate! Those points right there. That's what I was talking about. This is me describing Twitch as if I'm not the only person left on Earth that doesn't know about Twitch stuff. Right, this dude here we had to like sort of zigzag to get to. He says something interesting. There's no way to cross the snow on foot, you'll need a snowcraft. Now we know that because if you remember in episode 1 we tried to go up to the snow place and we just couldn't get in. I've heard that Joseph keeps his snowcraft hidden in the first floor of the cavern at Semet Falls. I seem to remember him saying something about a wall near a blue stone or something like that. Now if you recall, when we went into that dungeon to get the Mithril, I stood at that stone for a while going like, what do we do with this? I was trying to click on it, I was pressing on it, we couldn't get it to work, I was like, maybe we come back later. There's later. Now, could we go ask Joseph to borrow his snowcraft? Yes. Does the game allow that in any way? No, no, no. No, sir. No, ma'am. So, I think we have to go steal it from the cave. I think. Maybe once we've got it, we can go back to him and be like, by the way, we've got your thing, is that cool? And he'll be like, yeah, no bother. Sasquatches. Here's something, right? A lot of Final Fantasy villains are just like throughout the whole series. But these Sasquatches are like limited to the real early ones. Now I don't know much about the MMOs, so they might be in 11 and 14. But things like Sasquatch, there's a certain like type of enemy that just aren't in the later games at all. And Sasquatch is like one of them. I don't know, it's just not very like Final Fantasy seeing a Sasquatch. This is where someone's gonna come in and be like, actually. But I'm pretty sure that's right. Right, we're going to Altair. I think for the absolute sheer waste of time of it, let's run back down here to Sid and fly to Altair. I actually think that's quicker than running to Altair. Altair. There's another one. Mark it on the counter. Another cup of tea I've let go cold because I forgot it was there. I'm becoming dangerously close to healthy, by the way. The stream snacks today are just 2 bits of fruit. I never used to be this person. Getting dangerously close to being a healthy adult. What the hell? Right, we need to... We don't have anything that cures poison. Oh, but we've got Minwoo with us, who's like the world's greatest magic user. Can you just heal everything for... Stop there, remember. They took that out. In Final Fantasy 1, if you've got poison and the fight ends, you've still got poison. In 2, poison's one of the things that just ends after the fight, so we're fine. Now, I'm not sure what this princess is going to do with this Mithril. But I wager in true Final Fantasy fashion, we're going to go to her and she's going to be like, awesome, go take it somewhere else. Nope, that's not. I'm trying to get in the boat. That's not the boat. That's not where we're going at all. We need to go in here. Speak to Sid's right-hand man. Ask for a trip to Altair, which we then go out and get. Let's do it. Now remember, we are still looking for Maria's brother. Our 4th. No, I was going to go check for magic, but it's fine. I don't want to do that right now. Let's just get in there. Let's get in there. If you're the type of person that likes getting achievements and trophies or whatever it's called on your platform, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 all have missable stuff based on the like bestiary or the bestiary or whatever it's called. So like you really have to have like a thing open being like, it'll say like, before you do this mission, you can only fight these monsters in this cave. It's like a lot. Like I thought about doing it, but yeah, Uncanny Alchemist, I went through a very unhealthy period of achievement hunting for a long time. I wish I could show you what my achievement score is right now. It is can I show you? I'm not even sure if I remember what it is. I'm gonna see if I can do it right now. You know what? Like, I went through a period years ago where I was like playing the worst of the worst games and just hating myself. How do you see your gamer score? Huh? How do... Hold on, what are we doing? I'm gonna cut this out of the... Here's my profile. Where's the... Can you see achievement score anywhere? It doesn't show anywhere. Why is it not showing? Oh no, wait, you can see it right. I don't know if you can see that well. It's 326,290. It's absurd. When I hit 250,000, I was like, I've got to stop. This is unhealthy. This isn't right. You know, folks, you could have a life and a family and loved ones and cherished memories, or you can have 3,500 gamer score. You know, the choice is yours. The choice is yours. Saying that, Uncanny Alchemist's got all those things and he's sitting on 171,000, so maybe you can do both. Alright, back to the game. Yeah, you can get them all in one. There's no missable ones in one. You do have to like backtrack to get some of them, but yeah, in these ones, there's work. You need to put in work. Here's where we started. Here's where it all began. This is the place we first sort of came after the Empire took our village. We came here. And this is where the family of the royals of the Resistance live. I've told you before, but that room there is basically the tutorial room. If you're unfamiliar with Final Fantasy or you just want to refresh, talk to all those wizards in that room and they give you all the nitty gritty. Here we go, next part of the story. The Empire also suffered heavy losses at the Battle of Finn. That's good, I guess. They're building the Dreadnought in Bathsk to help compensate for those losses. Well, milady, have we got an item for you? It's Mithril. You found the Mithril. Now we'll finally be able to fight the Empire on equal footing. Please take the mithril to Tobel, the town blacksmith. I'm certain he'll be able to use it to make some magnificent weapons. Oh, we're getting new weapons. If you recall, in the first video we spoke to Tobel, and he was like, oh, I'm just an idiot, I'm just a fool, I make hammers, I'm a stupid man. And then we said the keyword rose to him, and he was like, listen boys, I'm the best blacksmith in the world, don't tell anyone. So it's pretty exciting now that she's like, go give him the stuff and let's make some stuff. Where are you, Tobel? I'm assuming he's in the weapon place. What have you got to say? Mithril? What's that? Does it taste good? If only we could find out. Here he is. Here he is. What could you want with me? I'm just an old man. You don't need to play it up, dog. We know what's up. We brought you the mithril. Ho ho! I've been waiting for the chance to work this metal for as long as I can remember. All right, leave the rest to me. Swords, armor, you name it. I'll start crafting. It's been too long since I let my hammer ring. He's excited and I'm excited. I hope you're excited. Oh, we've got a new message here from Shane. Welcome back, Shane. On the NES, you wouldn't be allowed to walk around as Guy. It was always Furry, and yeah, the only way Guy would be on-screen character is if both Furry and Maria were dead. Yeah, the first time I opened these Pixel remasters and saw that there's a button for changing them, I was like, oh, that's weird. Like, that feels like forbidden. Like, no version of these games, I think, before the Pixel remasters allowed you to do this. Like, running about as Minwu. That's a dream. This guy's a badass. See, if I was to take all my, like, I'm going on a real tangent here, but if I was to make a party, right, Sephiroth and all of the other villains from all the Final Fantasies are getting together, and it's up to me to make a party of the ultimate Final Fantasy characters across all the, we have to make one party for all of Final Fantasy. This is our white mage. This guy. You are about to watch the story of this game, but that's the main character. This guy right here is my hero. Minwu is great. So he would be the white mage in our party, in our final party to fight all of the big bosses, you know. Yeah, we're gonna walk about as Minwu for a bit. I've just walked out of the room. Yeah, this is the only version of FF2 that lets you switch the on-screen party. Yeah, it's very weird, very weird. It feels like it shouldn't be allowed. No time to talk, there's work to be done, right? So there's a second shop person here. Mithril knife, Mithril mace. Balthier? Oh, Balthier's a good choice. Rydia? Yep. Zell, Orin would be my FF team. Zell's an interesting one. But I love it. That's a great team. Yeah, that is a good one. Balthier just for like God, he's so good. It's gonna take years, but see when we get to 12, I'm so excited. Zell has then said, yeah, he sure does have the limit break. Yeah, you're right. You're actually thinking about battle here. In my head, I was like, you know, I'm trying to picture like the cover photo, you know, here's the ultimate party and they're all like posing on the cover of Time. You're like, no, but he's good at fighting the enemies. That actually makes a lot of sense. We probably should pick enemy fighters. Okay, so this guy's just got chump weapons. This guy's just God, I'm excited to get to, you know, the only Final Fantasy I've never finished, the only mainline one I've never seen the credits of is 6. So I'm so excited to get to playing 6 properly. But like, there's a few that I've only ever played like once or twice. That's 3 and 8 and 10. And I can't wait to like replay those ones and like just refresh my mind on them. I'm so excited. It's gonna be bloody good. Now, this is where I start getting confused, right? Because we can buy a knife for everybody. So it's like, do I buy a knife for them? You know, there are sort of unseen downsides to giving certain types of weapons to certain classes. So it's hard to know what, at least in the other Final Fantasies, they don't let you make really stupid decisions. But in this, we could just equip a mace in our main guy's left hand, right hand if we want. They don't like stop you. It would be stupid. You'd eventually level up maces, but it's not. You know, it's not what you're supposed to. You know. Right. So there's upsides and downsides to this system, but for now we are gonna buy. I've never fully understood. Some people like you can dual wield essentially, but I'm not sure about that. I don't trust it. But we are gonna buy a mithril sword for our main man. We are gonna buy a mithril spear. Okay, hang on. Let me get these equipped. So let's give our main man, let's give Firion the mithril sword, for sure. Now, we have already been leveling up Maria's pokey sticks. So let's give her the mithril pokey stick. Now, it does reduce her accuracy, but it almost doubles her attack, so we'll live. Now, here's the thing, I really don't know if it's good to do or bad to do, but we can put another weapon in her other hand. Like, would carrying 2 javelins just be better than carrying 1 because you're attacking twice? Like, is there any downside to that? Are you know, I'm a bit confused about that stuff. It does say down there, you actually can't see it because I'm not in gaming because I'm an idiot. There we go. It says down there that it takes magic interference from 48 to 88. What does that mean? I'm not 100% sure. I imagine it's magic resistance, but there's magic defense? I don't know. Shane here's got the know-how. Let's see. FF6 is my favorite, but I've played each Final Fantasy game at least 4 times, and like 80 for the ones I like the most. I love that so much. Yeah, I'm quite similar. The ones I really like, I've played terrifying amount. So I don't know what magic interference does, so we're gonna give her 2 spears. Let's just see what happens. Oh yes, of course, Shane with a know-how. Magic interference is how good a mage you are. The lower the magic interference, the more potent the spells, but I honestly don't see a huge difference, so it's not something I worry about. You heard it here, folks. So, should we... How do I determine when I give a character a shield versus when I give them just a second weapon? Like, I suppose I just give him... I've always just had him with the shields because he's the main guy. And they've all just had 1 weapon each with an empty hand, but maybe we just start giving... Like here, do we just give him an axe and a sword and he levels up both and there's no penalty for that? Let's find out. So Minwoo's just got a staff here. We're not giving him anything that messes with his magic interference. We know that now. Okay, so that seems all well and good. Let's sell the crap we don't need, because it turns out we actually are definitely still in the period where we're desperate for money and I shouldn't have bought 99 potions. But it's fine. It's fine, I'm not worried. You shouldn't be worried. I'm a little worried. Okay, I think that's fine. I think we're good here. Thank you, Tobal. Do you have anything else to say? Oh, here's the question. Has it given us a mithril in the armor place as well? Do they have a little mithril shop now? Oh, it sure looks like it. Here we go. Here we go. We're gonna need some money. We're gonna need to go out and do some fights to get some money. You are getting a mithril shield for sure, and then mithril helm. Yeah, okay, so let's just get our main man the shield. Let's equip our main man the shield, and then let's sell the shield we just took off. Does that even allow us to buy 1? No, it doesn't. Okay, let's go earn some money. So our overall equipment and money goal is coming back to Altair and getting mithril gear for everybody. That's where we are with that. Main story, we're trying to stop the Dreadnought in Bafsk. Personal story, we're missing our brother. That's the 3 goals there. I say we rest up and we go to Bafsk. Have a look at this Dreadnought, see what's what. Although, let's see what the princess is saying. Now that we've given him the mithril, she might be like, right, here's your next mission. Instead, we've just ran outside, but it's fine. Yeah, I'm switching back to Fury, and it feels weird. I can't not have him as our main. It's just wild to me that I can run about as Minwu. Like, kid me would be like, oh yes, this is so cool. Like when I was a 12 or whatever when I played this, he was so cool and mysterious to me. Okay, here we go. The Dark Knight overseeing the Dreadnought's construction was most capable. Fortunately for us, he's tending to other matters now. The theft of the Mithril has likely knocked the Empire off balance. We did that. We theft the Mithril and knocked them off balance. I would like you to journey to Bafsk. Oh, I was just telling the chat we were going to go there. I was literally just saying to the chat, Hilda, that we're going to Bafsk. If we're to stop the Dreadnought from being completed, this may be our only chance. You know what, Hilda? Don't you even swear it. The only 4th slot character I actually liked was Layla. You get her the longest, and Lady Pirates are just cool. Look, FF5, man. Lady Pirates, FF5. Is Final Fantasy V sometimes my favourite Final Fantasy? Yeah, sometimes, for sure. Yeah. Layla's cool. Oh, I love 2. This is going to be fun playing through this. Here we go. There's nothing more we can... Oh shit, hold on. That's new. Sorry, I was just skimming through that. That is new. We have a man in Bafsk. He's found a way to reach the Dreadnought. I want you to destroy it. At the very least, find a way to delay its completion. I have full confidence that with you and Minwu on this task, it will be accomplished. Yeah, don't you worry. We're on it. Now, if you recall, every time we've ever come back here and spoken to this guy, he has said a different, rude thing about how he doesn't like us. So let's see if, now that we've brought the Mithril back, he's on side. Yes, I can see it now, a great evil in the skies, like rolling storm clouds. Pray you find cover when the storm breaks. Right, he wasn't, like, rude, so that's an improvement. But I'm sure the first time we came here, he was like, what do you idiots want? Where are your parents? And we were like, they're all dead. You monster. Right, we need money. We need money for Mithril stuff. But we also want to go to the Dreadnought. Let's go for a wander. Now remember, we do have... Actually, do we have a boat? We might actually have a boat that I've left somewhere. Or is it Final Fantasy I that gives you the boat before the canoe? No boat. Yeah. Okay, it's one. I know. I remembered that one of 1 or 2 gives you the boat before the canoe, and it always makes me feel weird. That's the wrong order. It's 1. Right. How about we just get the big man here? Nope, this isn't the place. I think we could just get Sid to fly us to Bafsk, and on the way we just fight a bunch of enemies and level up. Here's the question I have. Is it worth... It is worth sort of leveling some magic, but like... Then I'm not leveling our spear, you know? Yeah, let's just attack. I know it's boring, but we will just attack. Has he got any attack white magic is the question. Nah, I actually love that. He has no offensive magic. Obviously there's like fog and fear, but like he's a good man. He's a healer, you know? I think we are gonna have him just attack as well. We don't need healing when we're fighting these little things. No boat till Layla. Oh, little sword level up there. So yeah, if you level up too fast, you'll finish the fights very quickly and you'll never like actually level up your defense and health that much. So that is why people say to like, you know, sometimes they say, oh, you have to just stand and take hits. It's not like super true, but there's sort of some element to it. Honestly, in FF2, I'd actually use the boost to double or triple spell growth, otherwise it's just too tedious to level up. I love the in-game cheats the Pixel remasters added. Yeah, I totally get that. I've got this sort of like, how do I put this? I've always set this weird rule for myself, like, I'm never gonna Google it, I'll figure it out myself. I have just sat with a game for months, like stuck on it because I'm like too stubborn to Google it, but it's just like optional. Some things, oh, I don't know what that is, I'll just Google it right away, I don't think anything of it, but some things I'm like, no, I want to figure this out myself. And it's like, whatever that is, I also, in my head, I apply that to those like boosters. I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not turning them on. And it's like, I don't know. There's no reason to be like that, you know? It's just I've got these weird, I want to do it myself. It's weird stubbornness. Right. I think we go have a little look in Semet Falls, actually, see if we can find that snowmobile that they were talking about. Because we do need to level up, we do need money, so this is the perfect way to do it. In the Pixel Remaster, you do get guaranteed HP growths if you go too long without gaining any HP. Oh, really? So that you don't end up